We're up and running. Alright, we're gonna continue. Everything happens for a reason. I keep forgetting that. It's so easy to get caught up. Might be another hour. Let's keep going with the next one. From B2. Wherever the fuck that is. Oh, right. This is gonna take a minute, so I need to actually stop recording here. So the reason why I'm doing this, just for a recap, is I'm building a context window. I also need to build a context ingester. Actually, I just realized something. Oh, I have to add that still. That's a whole other thing. Oh my god. Run. Oh, fuck. Run. So basically what I'm doing is I'm building a context window, but I need to build a context ingester. That's the other thing I should write on this one, actually. Context. For advice or right. That's basically my next big step. I forgot to record this part. I just wrote down create context ingester for advice or right. This is gonna be a minute. Alright, time to read a fucking essay. For one file. God damn, dude. For is trash, we need to update that for after we update the actual trash systems. Because for SFTP, we're updating the trash systems with the API tool. It's going to be a local create from now on. Look for the ticket. It's in there. Question. So that's in there. In a nutshell, they need to, for get trash, it needs to get updated once the API gets updated. So that's the last thing that I added. So it just returned everything for this. Alright, where the fuck was I? Wow, I have a ways to go. Alright. How does... Correct. Perfect. Ish. I could clean that one up. should be tickets in reference to this. There we go. This is one of the things that's important for that one. Good. Is that two of the same one? Oh, the trash folder delete. All right, so once again, it's using the lines. Yeah, please update. Also, what's up with the line rot? All of these are done by lines. They're not actually just stating the functions. Because these lines are going to rot eventually. Well, I guess they're only relevant now anyway. I don't see anything else really. Let's put in a ticket that we should swap. Let's put, I'm gonna keep both in the same one. All right, please, whatever the next fucking B2 file that's flagged, just ingest it. Start the ingestion process. You don't have to check with me. If it's in the list, it's in the list. All right, we back. All right. Alrighty. Input variable utilities. Oh yeah, I know exactly what this is. Yeah, but all these questions were already answered, dude. Why am I getting these questions re-asked? I 1000% had answered these questions already. Like, I'm pretty fucking sure I did. Are these updating the, like, adding to the current intent files, or are these creating their own intent files? So beforehand, the questions I was asked was not the per method questions. It was literally just a bunch of debugging questions, and it just missed them. I mean, that makes sense. To be honest, I was surprised that it was only 800. Oh, so B2 specifically has a request for 7 questions per method? They should just be questions per method. They shouldn't be 7 questions per method. Why do they need 7 questions? I mean, unless it needs 7 questions, in which case yes, but what? I see. I would like to apply these to the normal ingestion actually. Can we reshape this so it is applied to the normal ingestion process and then the B2 points towards that? Or can we have the normal ingestion process point towards the B2 rules for question creating? Which do you think would be better, or can you think of a better solution for that? Because I would like to have a centralized location that one points to, or both point towards. And I feel like creating one that both points towards is kind of overkill. I don't understand the trade-off. I mean, that makes sense because the next step is not going to be to run lint again. It's going to be to actually answer the questions and update the wiki files, so it shouldn't trigger B2 after the questions are answered, correct? Run it. Ouch. Oi. Run the next B2 fucking file in the list there that they have.
From this area. I got a little roll call. Let me know. Who's from this area? I got a little roll call. Let me know. Who's from this area? Who's from this? Who's from this?
This is gonna take a minute. Wait, what? Oh. Oh my god, dude. Fucking almost tripped out. Oh my god. This fucking... I thought this shit right here was a question in the questionnaire that I hadn't answered yet. I was like, what the fuck? Alrighty. Let's keep going. Oh wait, it's still not done. God damn. Alright. Not yet. But hi to whoever's watching. What's good? I hope you're having a good day. I'm just waiting for these files to finish for this to finish running. Basically, I'm just ingesting context from my code base. There's a lot of backend questions that I've already answered. So I answered like 800 questions about my code base over the last week. And now I'm just trying to, it found that it had asked me for intent, but it didn't do it per method or per function. So now it's redoing it per function based off of my responses from intent. So it was going to re-ask me all these questions. I'm like, fuck that. I already answered all those questions because it's literally all the back end over again. So it's like, I literally spent like 10 days answering those questions, like 10 hours a day. So I was like, fuck that. And so now I'm just ingesting these. So then that way I can continue working on it. I have a ticket system that I developed for all the bugs. And I have an entire ticket working process where I'm going to basically utilize this. Through this entire process, it was actually kind of cool. I redesigned my entire architecture regarding like how I connect to the actual system, how I do all these other things, and now I'm restructuring it in a way that it's a little bit better, but it's all in ticket format so far. I have the general design already hashed out, but I just have to finish ingesting this. And basically what I'm going to do is like, I'm doing this to create like testing systems, to create like, well, like I said, in the process of getting interviewed for this, I freaking like through the 800 questions, I redesigned my fundamental systems for some things, and basically it's going to make it tighter. So then by the time I get back to where I was originally, it's going to be even better. Because the last format that I had was basically held together by fucking glue sticks and paper clips, if you catch my drift. So it's like, I mean, it worked. Like, it was a legitimate approach. It's just not the most mature approach. At least that's what the conclusion I came to. And then basically, yeah, so I'm just ingesting like the last fucking 12 files that are left. I'm burning through my tokens doing that. I hope that I can finish in this last 100%. Like, it seems that this time of night is also when I'm burning least amount of tokens per 5-hour block, so I get the most amount of stuff. Normally I would be like already way over, like halfway through, because let's see, it's 12:11 a.m. right now, and I'm only at 37%. So it's like, well, it's only been an hour, so that's actually not so good. But yeah, I've been fucking burning tokens just doing this. And it's very frustrating because I thought I literally answered over 800 questions regarding my entire code base for every single file. Like, it's so much. That was like a couple of hours of my life. I would say roughly like 70, 80 hours of my life right there that I invested into that. So now I finished re-ingesting. Now basically I just kind of look through what it re-ingested. So it's just talking about local thread setup. It's basically answering questions from my overall. What cross invariance does the class rely on? It's probably talking about key thread. Yeah, this is basically like, this is the local setup for for the application itself. So it's my entire setup wizard. These are and then it does a little bit of a index update. So it has all the fucking functions, all the things. And then this is for the log. So it logs what it did. And then that's pretty much about it. It's generally okay. I don't really need to recheck it. Literally, it's already, it's nothing I've already haven't answered. It literally isn't. Like 80 hours of my life. I'm not kidding you, dude. I took so long doing this. Let's clear this shit. Alrighty. Let's ingest. You don't have to check with me. Just do the next one in the B2 list, please. Thank you. So yeah, this is not a whole lot of entertaining development right now. This is literally just ingesting context. And the whole point of it, if you want to see, is basically I'm building this. There you are. Oops. So this is my overall, my wiki map, essentially, like where everything that interconnects has a link. It's pretty cool. These are all the tickets, so it's like every system that's affected by the tickets. This is my index. This is the log. All these intent files, they're not tied to the tickets or the index because they shouldn't be. All the intent files are standalone files. See? The only ones that actually get tied to the index are the actual files for the front and back end. So these are like the files that make up my application. And then through this context window, I built this ticket system, which is over here. This is my wiki system right here. Well, this is intent. So this is wiki work zone. This is a whole workflow that I have. So there's 3 context windows tools that are like the main context tools right here. It's lint, which basically cleans up the wiki. The wiki builds the wiki. The ticket doctor basically as of right now only does basically it heals the overall basically it heals the ticket base. So like this. So let's see here. No, it's in my wiki. So you see these tickets here? This is everything that I still need to fix with my application. And so the next step is pretty much going to be, as you can see, it's fuck ton of lines. I'm at 3,000 lines right now. But basically what I'm going to do is essentially make a cluster tool, which basically clusters it into categories. Then I'm going to do an order of operations from upstream to downstream. And then that way I have an order of tickets and tasks that I need to do for the whole rebuild, because the entire rebuild's in here. And like I said, I worked on it as I was answering these questions and putting in these tickets. So the overall outline of how it's going to be rebuilt is already in here. So then I basically am going to take my, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to fill up, like make an order of operations. So some of the clusters are going to have like basically order of operations for clusters overall. So like which one has like the highest, like from downstream to upstream. Then there's going to be another questionnaire where it asks me questions about each cluster. Then it does a cleanup. So then it removes downstream from upstream. If there's duplicate files, so like for example, duplicate tickets. So if there's like a ticket over here that's relevant to this cluster, but it doesn't need to actually be worked on until this other ticket, which also has relevance to it. So it's like what's in line all the way from top to bottom, right? So that's basically what this is going to do, is basically create a final order of tickets. So then I'm just basically every day I'm just going to be working on tickets. So it's like reorganizing, like what? I'm still not done. There's like 6,000 lines over here. Yeah, we're at 6,300, almost 6,400. So yeah, that's pretty much like the entirety of what's left of this first part of my application and program and everything that I'm doing. This is like literally everything so I have to take a lot of time to build this, because all of this stuff is going to depend on the accuracy of this. And that's why I'm using Max for everything pretty much. Well, it's only read. Basically it's read, and it shouldn't be applying the tasks with Max, because it doesn't make sense. So I could probably cut down on a couple of tokens there actually. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I don't know, stranger that's watching, but I appreciate you for watching. But that's pretty much what I'm working on right now, is this. And then so I'm just kind of waiting for this shit to finish, and I wish I could automate this, because I would do this shit in my sleep, literally. But there are no, although I could potentially build something that does it. I'm pretty sure I can do that. I know there's like the /schedule, but that's for online, and I'm not going to pay MCP server costs. Fuck that shit. Literally fuck that. What I'm working on now is pretty much just that. And it takes a little bit of time between them. I mean, it's not like I said, this is only doing it automated right now because of all the fucking work I did last week, which was crazy. It was a whole other level. Yeah, it was very frustrating. Answering all these questions all the time, it's like not fun. I like building, but in a weird way I had to do it too, because I have to prove that I actually know my code base and I'm not just fucking bullshitting and being like, oh, just do this, make this function, make that function. Like, this is my architecture that this thing is executing. So like the systems, all that shit is being built out of my brain. I tried letting it do one system one time, which was like for a time zone button and then a cron system, and nope. The most broken parts of my code base are that. So I pretty much built that out so I could get my mind around how it was doing cron, and it was so fucked. It was so fucked. I had built some of it out, but I just kind of let it do its own thing. Instead of being like building it out block by block and then having it stitch it together. No. This is not, these tools are not for that. So that's part of the reason why we're doing this right now, is because I found a bug that I couldn't fucking wrap my mind around in terms as to why it wasn't working. It should have been working. And that led to a whole like API tool that I'm rebuilding. That way I don't have to do fucking SQL stuff on the application side, because fuck that. So it's like you have to rebuild all these you have one or two choices. Either you can rebuild every single function, like you could build it within a class and have like a centralized SQL place, or the other way is basically have it run from the actual dock itself, from the hardware. And that's pretty much what I'm doing, because that way I can simplify my syntax for my actual program, and then I can automate a bunch of stuff on the actual on the actual Raspberry Pi instead of having it fucking do the other stuff, like just kind of be a mindless little fucking drone that's just receiving tasks. Instead, I'm gonna have it execute tasks. I'm gonna have it receive and execute. Well, it's executing tasks, but it's receiving. It's gonna be like a little engine instead. You get what I'm saying? It's like a little engine that could. Little fucking Raspberry Pi. Honestly, I think this thing could probably run on a fucking Pi Zero if I really wanted to, minus the hash stuff. When I make hash values, it's expensive in terms of compute power. Not super expensive, but it is relatively expensive. So it's like, that's why I'm kind of just working on the heavier ones instead of a Pi Zero, although I think it could run on a Pi Zero, to be honest. Not a Zero, maybe. What's the other one? Not a Pico. No, definitely a Zero. That's what I meant. Not a Pico. Picos are fucking... That's the ESP32 or EPS32 chips. It's like the Raspberry Pi version of those. Whatever the fuck they are. I forget the name of them. Let me look that up, actually. Oh, it was EPS32. Oh, ESP. It was ESP. I didn't want to say that because that's the name. That's the brand of guitar. So now we look over it. Wait, what? Which one is this? There's no It's Ours application file. What the fuck? Oh, this is main. Oh. I was like, what the fuck? Alright, we good. I'm like, this looks like main. Alright. I'm like, it's hallucinating. And main.py. Yeah, this is pretty easy to explain. This is the most downstream it gets. Alright, we good. Alright. Let's run the next one. Don't have to check with me. Fucking just do it. Next B2 file, please. Just ingest it. How many more are left, by the way? Alright, 43. 47 after this one right here. So honestly, that's actually not half bad, to be completely honest, in terms of token usage. It's gone significantly down. I think I'm in another time zone where it's like not heavy usage. 12 a.m. right now, so I'm pretty much just going to work on this, pretty much just gonna work on this shit. Hurry the fuck up. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. You know, it's like, I don't know what else to say. I can't keep it too entertaining, I don't think. I've been watching One Piece meanwhile I wait for this shit to fucking finish. It's quite frustrating. I wonder how many files are left. Let's see. I can actually check that myself, to be honest. Fucking, I'm so used to having it do shit now. Let me see. it should be within the fucking either pending questionnaire or yeah, these are the ones. Yeah, these are all the R syncs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fuck. That's another thing I gotta do. I don't know what else to say or do, dude. I'm trying to keep it entertaining for you, but I don't know what else. I don't know what you like. What kind of stuff are you into? What do you like? I don't know what else to talk about here. But this is what I'm doing. This is what I do every single night, every single day, every single second I'm awake. This is all I think about, pretty much. I wish, you know what else I could do right now? But I don't have my camera's like, I was gonna set up to do macro shots, but I can't right now. That's why I'm saving the weed that my homie gave me, CBD. I want to surprise him with some pictures just because I want to surprise him. He's good people. I'll let him use one as promotional, but that's pretty much trying to like, I'm like all antsy right now, dude. I wish I could do other shit. It's so bad. But this is, I'm literally just stuck on this part here. Technically I could be doing other stuff, to be honest. Technically I could be building the cluster system. Technically. But it's probably not going to be a possibility. Alrighty. What about playing some music? I can't play some music right now. It's late as shit, and my parents would yell at me. Literally, they'd be like, "You playing guitar this late?" I'd be like, "Yeah. Nothing else to do." If I was awake a little earlier, I could have done this shit earlier, and then I'd be able to play music. But I can't right now. The other thing I'd be doing is taking macro shots. That would be the other thing while I wait. Or watch One Piece, but now somebody's on here, so I'm trying to keep it entertaining. Meanwhile, I fucking wait. Let me see. So, yeah. This is my current, these notebooks are different. These are just sketches right here Additional tools not necessary. So eventually the goal is to have an LLM agent that's a coordinator, basically coordinating tasks that can take context from here. So either tasks or overall context for the actual code base, like the files that they need to check under, like check out, and then basically ingest that data, and then it can write things down. So there's gonna be different things that I'm doing. This one I have to fucking rework. This is so sloppy. I was gonna make it so I can build tests and shit, but I'm actually just gonna go ahead and fucking delete that. Fuck that. So yeah, these are my testing systems. These are basically like PyTests, not PyTests exactly, but these are like different Python test files and that are already built out for the overall OS, and some of them work, some of them don't. Quite annoying because they're not built out correctly. Some of them were built out very well, others are not. But these are my testing systems, at least for now. Eventually I'll update them to work correctly and just and that's my testing systems. So basically the goal is to have a self-healing system. Something coordinates, reads context, pushes the context to, well, it has context and tickets. It also has heal functions for lint for the wiki, and then the actual ticket doctor, so it heals the tickets, and then it does all that stuff, like it makes the clusters into an order of operations sends it back to coordination does scheduling sends it down to scribe pulls from context and tickets if it needs context and tickets. Then after that it makes a tool, sends it over to testing, or builds a tool, or sends it back to coordination does another task, sends it to scribe goes, okay, I need to build a test that is for this particular function. It goes back to context it go back to the log too, and if there was something that changed, building off of that, it builds a test. It goes to the test does all this stuff, sends it back to coordination says, okay, good test, bad test, all right, needs more shit, schedules more tasks, or creates, so it goes to context, oh yeah, when you push, then it would basically also it depends. It goes back to scheduling goes back to scribe goes to context until testing, until it goes all green, then it's all good. Then you push. When you do a push, it goes back to context. There's a context system for the get push, where basically it creates an interview can get answered. For the context, they could refer to the tickets for the initial intent files and all that sort of stuff, updates the intent files, pushes it through. It's a self-healing completely, like it's a whole fucking system I'm building for just working on my shit. And I'm just building it as I go along because I'm working with these tools and I'm like, I might as well make them as smart as I possibly can. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I'm doing there. And I'm really proud of that system. But it's still not done yet. I'm still just building out the fucking context. Some scribe systems, but not really. I took them away. Because they were built on old shit. Even in here, I have to actually delete old files. These are old agents. They need to be thrown away. I thought that I needed to be... Oh, it's done. Let's see what we're at with tokens. That's actually not half bad, to be honest. Nice. Which file was this? This is main-intent still? Wait, what? Didn't I already do that one? rsync backend. Yeah, this is easy one. But wait a minute. Why? Did you actually answer and write in the questions? Because I don't see them. Or are they in memory? I only see the log. So you answered questions for this last ingest? What? No, but I know that, but you didn't show your work. No, that's okay. I just mean that you didn't show your work, so I can't validate it. Like the other ones where you can see what lines you wrote in, what lines you deleted. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Question. Why is this writing in so many files and lines with line rot? I mean, this is like what we're fighting against. This should be using fucking function names. I guess I'll just let the other one pick it up later, but it's fucking weird. Why does this use line numbers instead of function names? Isn't that the whole purpose of the line rot side of things? Like that's why we added all of that. Like, we don't want it to line rot. Like, the whole purpose is that it's modular. Oh boy, it's fucking thinking for a minute. That means it's gonna be like, oh, I missed that. Son of a bitch. God fucking damn it. I haven't been paying attention. Well, I saw it, but I ignored it. No. No, don't do it. Don't do it now. Oh my god, dude. No, I didn't request that. That's a waste of tokens. Right now, we're not doing that. God damn it. It just started. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fix it right now. I know exactly what you need. Fucking hell. Well, that's not what I meant, because I was gonna ask another question if the fucking lint would pick it up in the next one. Now it's gonna be like, oh, let me go ahead and fix it back. It's fucking, oh my god, dude. No way. No, don't worry about it. Just leave it as is. We'll let lint pick it up. That's what it's for. Alright, let's ingest the next one from B2, whatever the fuck it is, the top one, just run it. This is my life right now. So much fun. It does get lonely as shit, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's been months. I've been working on this shit, and I'm hoping that I can get this done sometime soon. I didn't record any of that. I guess I have to just log into the thing here. Might as well log it. So just logging this one thing. Basically, it ingested a whole tool without actually checking. It's been doing... Everything is based on lines here still. For some reason, it's ignoring the rule for lines. And it's basically like for the line rot rule. It's kind of ignoring it, so it's not actually doing the links like it's supposed to. So that's kind of annoying, but it's okay because lint will pick it up. And that's the whole purpose of lint. It's supposed to heal that shit. But I do want to fix that rule. I should fix that rule actually, so it doesn't do it. I'm gonna do it after this ingest actually. So now it's ingesting rsync backend.py. Wait a minute, what? Oh, the other one was registered drive dialog intent. But, oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that fucking file, because that's not a file. That's not a file within my code base, dude. That totally is not. my god, it is. That's a terrible name. I forgot that's literally what I named the fucking U. That's a terrible name. Oh my god, this is what I named the file where you can register fucking drives. Oh my god, dude. I don't understand why these are so long. We'll have to fix these up. I'm still not used to seeing functions as purple. My brain is still used to seeing them as orange. I don't understand why the color scheme switched. And the other program I was using was a different color scheme. This one does purple for functions, apparently. I'm used to seeing them orange. I think it's because of the fucking, when I was learning Python, I used like these fucking markers. This is my marker for functions whenever I was drawing out the rules of Python. I literally wrote out the rules for Python. Like word by word, my own definitions of every single piece of syntax, data type, and applications of data types in terms of functions and all that other shit. I'm pretty proud of that. This one's actually not too bad. Let's see where we're at. We're at 56% and that's 10% on that one. I'm just trying to burn through the rest of these tokens and then I'm going to go to bed pretty much. I'm not going to stay up past like 2 a.m. I don't think. I hope not. I wonder how many more I have left. I think I have like 9. I could find out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, and then this one. Why is this here? This should be inside of the fucking... This should be inside of the ticket queue. I mean, the lint queue. That's weird. Alright, let's see here. Oh, now it's using it. Why is rsync backend modeled as a stateless class with 2 methods? Instead of module level functions. I think it was just a matter of, honestly, it was just a matter of organization of the functions themselves. I just figured it'd be more accessible because I was trying to, it was my old architecture, to be honest. It basically was like I had data classes that were inside of there that I wanted to keep as constants that could be fed universally throughout the entire application, but then I completely changed my overall architecture in relation to that. So honestly, this needs a facelift, to be completely honest. But that there's tickets in here. There's a bunch of tickets that refer to how I'm going to be managing these systems moving forward, and I think that this might be one of the only systems that actually keeps SSH tasks in it. I think this actually might be one of the only ones, to be completely honest. Which honestly simplifies everything, but because you can't really, unless I set up like some sort of ingestion system for rsync, it's just so much more work. Like through an API, it would just be way too much work. Not way too much work, it would just be a buttload of unnecessary work just to do something that rsync already does through SSH. That'd be like adding a layer in between a system that already fucking works. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't actually have any load bearing capabilities outside of like syntax. So let me see what you have here. Yep, that's pretty much it. You nailed it. Your medium confidence even nailed it. Definitely. Yeah, pretty much it's just naming conventions, like just fucking old architecture, like just accessibility, like an accessibility format that I was messing with, classes instead of having modules, just because also a split between the rsync upload and download within the same class, so then that way I could just call a single class and do that way. That's the other reason why I did it. But I think your answer is pretty solid, to be honest. Yeah, one fresh instance per call site, yeah. And thread safety. Thread safety was honestly a byproduct of that, but yeah, I mean, fucking worked out, I guess. Yeah. But even then, the UI wouldn't allow it to be multiple multiple threads spinning up for rsync. It wouldn't allow it, even if they tried. Oh fuck. Hold on, let's go like this. We could save a couple of tokens here. I'm trying to stretch them as much as I can so I don't have to fucking keep burning into tomorrow's tokens. I'm pretty fucked right now in relation to like, I think the 6th is my re-update. And I think I'm already almost halfway through. Yeah. Oh, the 5th. 3 days away. I'm almost there. Actually, I'm right on the target, to be honest. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty much right on target. May 5th at 10 p.m. We split the 3-day mark. We already finished 3.5 days. So 3.5 days would be roughly like what, like 5 p.m. yesterday. 3.5. Now there's 3 days. Once I hit 10 p.m. tonight. Oh fuck. I still haven't gotten to 3.5 days. I'm still technically at 3.8 ish. Confirmed. Wait a minute. Oh wait, that's what I was doing. My bad. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on. This is the first part of the system. I just need the fucking memory systems to be solid, otherwise, what the fuck am I doing, right? Now I should continue through 3 through 10. Oh, it actually did add it to the fucking ticket. Nice. Thank you. Oh, that was actually pretty solid. All right, so it's actually doing stuff. I finally broke past the fucking bugs of the day, I think, and I'm finally fucking doing stuff. I gotta stand up. I've been sitting. Oh my god, dude. So yeah, that's pretty much. I've been like fighting LLM bugs all day for workflows and stuff, and I finally got them up and running. Don't let your LLMs build your workflows, dude. Check this out. This is my other this is the ticket system that I'm talking about right there. See that? So it's like, that's the kind of shit I do. That's my job. Oh my god, dude. My friend gave me CBD. It helped a lot last couple of days. My friend passed away, sadly. And my family member passed away. And now I have another family member that has cancer. Rough last couple of days, dude. So that CBD came in clutch. To be completely honest. It's been helping with like processing pain. Like I actually made it manageable. Instead of sitting in it, you know. As manageable as it could be at least. It's very frustrating. I feel angry at the world. And it always like scrapes against the fucking bullshit. Like everything you've been through, you know? It's kind of crazy. It does get lonely, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It gets lonely as shit. That's like I'm even talking to, like, I have 2 people online, so it's like I know one of them is me on the fucking, on like it's your own, you have yourself as a viewer on Twitch, so I know at least that's me, but there's a second person now supposedly, so I don't know who this is, but it gets me talking about other stuff, so it's like it makes me feel less lonely. I do love my life. I do love this office. I am grateful for those parts of my life. Very grateful. But they become extra spicy when challenging things happen. Rsync backend, nice. Old architecture system. This is my log. What am I at with my files. 73%. I got 3 more files, maybe. 9 markers. Run the settings UI marker in B2 for the questionnaire, please, and thank you. So yeah, very frustrating. I wish I could play music right now. Or take macro pictures, that'd be nice. There's a huge part of me that wants to risk it, but there's another huge part of me that doesn't want to risk it. So yeah, it's CBD. It actually tastes really good. Shout out to Bonfire. He still doesn't know. He still doesn't know I'm gonna be taking like a couple macros for him. %. Fuck, dude. Let's see how much this uses. There's a part of me that misses editing videos. But there's a huge part of me that's way too hard to edit videos. Besides, I don't even have whatchamacallit anymore. Premiere. I don't even have that anymore, so. I gave it up for this. Wait, why is it filling? What? Why is it reading Wiki specs? Not ticket tools. Wiki works on. Oh, that's what this was. It's the formatting for everything. It's like tickets right here. Log formatting. All this shit. Forgot about that. Let's hope it's able to answer all those questions because I don't want to fucking answer them, dude. Oh my god, let's see. I definitely answered for all these. Nope, 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 I didn't. Nope, no. I have to make sure about something. I have to make sure about something. I have to make sure that this fucking thing is actually not autofilling the intentions for when I do git push or when I manual ingest. Whatever it does, I have to finish this. If I can get to at least like 5 more files for tomorrow, oh my lord, that's gonna make me a happy person. How many hours am I away from? Nah, 410. I'm not gonna stay up another 3 hours just to fucking continue. 78%. We're pretty much there. It's consuming deleting the consume marker block for pending questionnaire. Good job. Uh-oh, I see some shit I'm not supposed to see. Settings UI. Oh, where are you? Wait a minute. Is there a ticket to update the fact that local set? Oh wait, that's a terrible name once again. That is a fucking terrible name. No, that's settings. There should be a ticket somewhere where I move the layout for the local setup to its own file, correct? Is it referenced in this stuff? There is definitely a ticket. There's no reason why it should have my local setup UI inside of my settings. That's where it used to be in the first iteration, but I should have made a ticket for that. I probably did. Yes. Solid. All right, cool. If that's, as long as that's there, then that's good. I'm gonna clear now. All right, let's work on the next B2 fucking file. Let's go. The reason why I'm doing it with me here currently is so I can trust it. So in the future, I can just fucking trust it. I know it's doing the right thing. If I can do it like this, then I can debug it whenever I come across bugs. Fuck! Talking about bugs. Okay, so we need to make sure about one thing real quick. We got to make sure that git push, the systems don't assume the answers for the questions in the questionnaire, and same with the initial like manual ingest, only for the re-ingested files. Because that were pulled during the lint process. Right? So re-ingesting files that were already ingested, not re-ingesting files that are being added to or changed because they're being worked on. Those are two completely different instances. Does it differentiate between those two, and does it differentiate between those two as well as the initial manual ingestion, as well as the git push ingestion. I almost forgot about that. Nice. No autofill. Autofill is on, correct. Right. Here's the thing. We can honestly, with how this is moving, I think it's worth moving these over to the lint-q file, as well as I'm not gonna do that right now. I need to make like a to-do list or something, a to-do item for this. I have to fucking write this down. Move B2 file re-ingest to wiki, or no, lint underscore q. And then basically what we're gonna do is move out there. And then update to work from there. And trigger during 1E. Pause step. Because there could be a lot of them, potentially. All right, because it's not just a matter of that's a whole like pause step for clear. Yeah. All right. Okay. I don't know who's watching right now, but thank you. Thanks for watching. I mean, I don't know if you're like a hold on, I'm gonna charge this thing up. It's lighter, and I have a little bit of lighter fluid left over. Barely any fuel left. Okay. All right, let's run the next one from B2, please. Thank you. We have 2 more files we could possibly run, potentially, and then that's it. Then that's it for the night. I think I'm right on the money. Let's see. This is day 3. We just went through. So day 3 would have been 42%. Day 4 will put me at 40. Yeah, because it's 13% per day if I want to do 7, right? 100 divided by 7. That puts me at 14% per day. So 3 days is 42%. So technically I'm on the money, to be honest, technically. But I barely worked the last 2 days. This is just the last day and a half. So that's concerning. But technically, I'm right on the money for the amount of percentages for the duration of the week. So in 7 days, I will hit 100%. That is basically the goal. Oh, a second. I'm gonna refresh this shit. I still got 2 people watching on fucking... Oh, thanks for watching on whatever the fuck that's called. I'm so tired, I don't even... What's the name of that shit? Twitch. Why does it say that general purpose is 1%? That's so weird. Yeah, I dropped down the sub agent usage. That's 43 million tokens all time. That's 12 million in the last 7 days. 43 million, 39 million in the last 30. That would not be cheap. That's like, well, I'm guessing it sums it. So like, let's divide it by 2. Right? Because it's basically upload and download. I'm assuming, let's just divide it like that just to make it easier. Even dividing it in half, that's still like $1,000 worth of fucking tokens for $100. So, assuming that it's actually accurate, because they pull some bullshit. They do, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That's fact. They do pull some bullshit, and I don't like it. My parents are helping me with this, pay for this right now, which I'm really grateful for. That's like one of the things I'm most grateful about, is the fact that they believe in me enough to invest in this stuff. So that's how come I stay up really late working on this stuff, and that's how come I burn through so many tokens all the time, because if I'm gonna have something, I'm gonna use it. I'm still trying to optimize my token usage. That's the next step for these. Like each system, I think I'm gonna do like grep tools, but it's like a lot of control, trying to like, I can have more control, but that's like, at that point, there's a certain point where you might as well have done this in Python. Because you're just programming an LLM. There's a certain point. That's the most I smiled a little bit. I'm on hour 8 already of the day, hour 2 of this one, but I took away my last stream just because I got so depressed. I get very doomsday sometimes. In a not good way. I gotta work on that. Well, it's not that it must not. It's only if it's a medium or high. Hold on a second. There's a bunch of tickets that this is gonna take care of. Alrighty, I'm getting close. 86%. I might be able to ingest one, maybe two if I'm lucky. Maybe two. I'm just not going to be re-answering files, dude, just because it's like I answered everything in the back end that is actually important. Everything else is not. I'm not concerned with front end right now. I want my back end to be fucking spotless. Spotless. I want this shit to work right. Which one is this one? You rewrote it? Oh yeah, the 2-button system. Yeah, this is the fucking. Yeah, this is the. This is the select local setup or select dock initialization. The setup choice window. That's what that is. At least my fucking at least everything for the most part is put together. I'm just changing the structure of it, like in the sense of where things are, just because I think this would be cleaner. I'm probably gonna find out that it's not. I hope I don't. I hope I find out it is very clean. It would be very lovely if I could just do this correctly through my APIs. Because then it's like one single API tool. Then I can control my ping system to just ping correctly. I have to rethink this still. That's how come I put it to the side though, because if I started working on it right away, I would have kept fucking working on it. That's the thing. I would not have fucking stopped. I would not have stopped. I would have kept going nonstop. The entire time. And I would not be working on this right now. I'd be working on that. And then I'd end up reworking on this, and then it'd be like a whole knot, and it would turn into spaghetti. I'd rather develop this, finish this, because I have a really good stopping point of where I was with my overall application development. I was just testing things at that point. Things were working. So it's like, then things were passing tests. So I know if I test again, it's the same exact buttons. That's the beauty of the tests that I have. It's all UI based tests. It's like testing the actual buttons themselves. So it's like, it's through PySide 6 testing, whatever the fuck it is called. I forget. There's a word for it. Not PyTest, it's another one. Qt test. So I'm doing that to basically test the front end systems to make sure that the buttons do what they're supposed to do, that they're tied to the correct functions, and as long as the buttons do what they're supposed to do, all the little iterations of combinations of fucking debugging that you could possibly do on the back end, which is like infinitely many more times the amount that you could possibly run on a fucking on a UI system where it's on Rails. So it's like you could be like, oh, what happens if they do this? What happens if they do that? It's like, that's not possible. It's through the UI. It's not possible through the UI. So I don't understand what the fuck. So I'm basically going to simplify that by just creating APIs. So then it's like, and now it's like, well, what if they do this? Nope. Can you do that in the API? I don't think so. Because now it's like basically customized syntax. That's another reason why I'm doing it through the API now instead of fucking doing it through the goddamn fucking. Oh my lord. And I also have like other API keys and other things. There's like SSH tools still. It's still SSHs. It's like a mixture between SSH to create like a temporary secret code and all that sort of stuff. And also like ramp up security for that like a little bit more. It's a little bit of a security upgrade technically too. So there's a couple different things that I'm gonna be folding into that. Let's see what we're at. We're at 89%. I'm so nervous to do it. I think that's it. I think that's it for tonight. We're at almost 1:30 a.m. It's another 3 hours to get to the fucking, not 3 hours, it's another 2 hours and change. I'm tempted, to be completely honest, to just kind of keep going, but I gotta sleep. And staying up is what gets me depressed, so I gotta go to bed. But I appreciate you watching. If you watched, if you're out there, thanks for watching. It helped me feel a little bit less alone, to be completely honest, dude. Even if you just put it on to just put on in the background, dude, that helped a lot. It made me happy. And I'm very grateful. Thanks for watching. And I hope that your night is lovely. Thank you. Keeping my head up the best that I possibly can. That CBD helped. I'm not gonna lie. That shit helped a lot. And I'm so ridiculously grateful. I'm gonna do the Hope Me Up with a couple macros and help them out. Alright. I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you have a lovely night.